think we're going to be a little bit more mature than we've been in the previous past seasons. Both these guys next to me are juniors. They've had the opportunity to now play a fair amount of games, not typical of the COVID situation, playing a normal full slate, but, 17, 20 games for their first 2 years, and they're just continuing to get better. So I think we're just going to be a little bit more mature. I hope that allows us to handle business the way that we need to, just approaching every opportunity that we're giving to the best of our ability. And I think we're going to see the typical brand of lacrosse that you're used to seeing, very fast, up-tempo, kind of trying to engage in our flow offensively. And that's some of the things I think that you'll see that we'll be a little bit more mature in, just understanding each other and where we need to be and how we need to kind of create that presence that we know we're capable of creating.
Speaking on maturity, you have a lot of guys, like you said, who are returning, but a lot of key role players, a lot of all-RMAC guys. How do they play a role, and then what do these new guys kind of bring to the table for your team?
Sure. I think that, we've got the returning player of the year, I think, at attack in Hunter Holcomb, and then at midfield, James Stanky. Those guys were great last year, as well as Dylan Checkitts. But, I think that we just have a wealth of players that can kind of fill the role that's necessary to be filled. I think that we have got great depth, especially on the offensive end of the field and in the middle of the field, especially a face-off, as well as, just developing depth at the LSM position. So I think that, you'll see some of those guys that are more mature kind of do their thing, but then, like you mentioned, some of the younger guys. I think that we do have some freshmen that you'll probably see a little bit on the field, especially early, but right now everybody's just fighting and competing, and nothing to take away from these two guys who, have had really good careers as well. We're really leading on them and their leadership. That's why we brought out two of the captains today for this, and not necessarily the guys who got the awards last year. We're really depending on the upperclassmen to really do the right thing and lead them and guide them correctly. And so far, they've done a really nice job of that through the fall and into our early preseason.
And then, just touching on the schedule, it's not uncommon for you guys to make long trips, and we look forward to those home matches. Just speak a little bit on that schedule and those first few games that take you on the road.
Sure. We're going to get out and play 3 games in, I think, a 6-day span, which, like you said, isn't necessarily uncommon for us, but it's going to be really, really important. We're playing 3 different teams in 3 different conferences, which is going to have a lot to do with the new way that the NCAA is doing the national tournament, with it being based off of what's it called? Not RPI anymore, but just your what's it called? Yeah, your performance indicator. Sorry. That's one of our first years where that's become the thing. Sorry, I'm thinking about practice right now. But the performance indicator, I think, is going to be a really good thing for us, because our number for that's been pretty high for the past few years. And I think that the more teams we play out of conference obviously help us, since we are on the road a lot. So we've got to go down south and just do our thing. We've got to play really, really strong, competitive, and do so early. I think that's one of the differences about being a Western team, and I think I say it every year, is that we just don't really have the opportunity to kind of slip up. We want to start off strong out the gate and really just kind of continue to improve and go from there.
From a player perspective, like I said, those first couple games on the road are hard, but what does it mean for you guys as players, and stepping on the field for the first time, especially as upperclassmen, how to establish that, and what do you teach, or what do you want younger guys to know?
What we want to know is that it's going to be a dogfight. A lot of times, guys aren't really exposed to extremely high levels of lacrosse until they get here, and they got to realize that the college game is a lot more aggressive than anything they've ever been used to, and that they need to really bring it, or they're going to get punched in the mouth, and teams are not going to let up on them.
Yeah, I'm very excited for our first couple games this year. Last year, we really didn't get the opportunity to step on the field till a little bit later into the springtime. But I think that the team has really worked hard, and not only traveling a long distance, being kind of the road warriors, but I think that if we carry ourselves well and really bring our talents and what we've worked through here in Colorado Mesa, I think that we'll be just fine on the field out there.
Looking ahead, following that road trip, you meet up with longtime rival, Men in Purple. Always very much a game that you guys look forward to, and know your home opener. So what can we expect? What does that mean for you as coach, and then from a player perspective as well?
Yeah, Yeah, just excited. We know we have them early this year, which is a little bit different, which is fine. We're really just focusing on ourselves right now and improving individually as well as collectively. But yeah, I mean, we're excited to play them whenever we get a chance to, and it'll be great to have them as the home opener here at the end of February.
Yeah, obviously at the end of last year there was a little bit of a bad taste left in our mouths, and I think that we're carrying that well on the field with us and making sure that's a constant reminder of what we're working for. I'm very excited to get back out on the field and challenge those guys again. It's always a great game, and yeah.
I think that game poses a chance for us to really make a statement emotionally on both sides. That game's going to serve as an indicator of where you are as a team. It's going to influence later matchups that are inevitable for us with them. If the game is strongly decided one way or the other, that leaves sort of a sense of either doubt or extreme confidence for later matchups. And I believe that, if we can come out there and have a good showing, I think it sets us up nicely for the rest of the season.
Coach mentioned he brought you guys out here for your leadership. You guys are captains. Where does he mean for you?
I'm sorry, say the end part.
What does being a captain mean for you? What is your kind of leadership style? What kind of leadership are you bringing to the table?
As a leader, I would say I'm one of the more vocal guys on the team. I always try to keep energy high, compete level high, but I also think it's important to lead by example. A lot of times kids coming into this are really experiencing a new thing as freshmen and even sophomores, and I think that's important we are set on the straight path and make sure we're all working towards a common and collective goal. I think that it's important we reiterate a lot of the same common themes throughout the season to be sure that we do have something that we're really looking forward to and pushing for.
I'm a little bit different, actually a lot different, exactly the opposite of Jake is. I don't particularly talk very much. I'd rather just get my work done that I'm supposed to do and lead by example in a way, but really inspire guys on the team to think about why they're here, where their intrinsic motivation comes from rather than some sort of external stimulus. I want guys to play here because they decide to play here because they want to be something special, and why they want to be something special rather than relying on some kind of artificial hype or sort of external means to hype them up to play a game that we all love.
Coach, it feels like every time I drive by, I see you guys out there practicing. What is the ceiling for you guys this season?
I think it could be pretty high. I mean, we're trying to keep ourselves pretty humble. We've had some good days of practice right now. We just got to stay healthy, and we've got to keep wanting to work and grind and just be gritty. And I don't think we necessarily showed that a ton today, and we've got to get back to that because I think that's what really makes our program special is when we play with a little bit of an edge and a chip on our shoulder and the love and the care that we know we're capable of doing. So I think that the ceiling's extremely high. They've got to want to go and do it, though.
Question of the week. How did you fill the time during the break that doesn't include sport-related activities?
I'm a really big movie watcher. I really do love movies, and after coming off the field a couple times, get that good stretch in, roll out, but kind of stay off your feet, watch some movies. I know we've been My House, we've been watching some classics, Surf's Up, Happy Feet. Just anything to keep the mood and morale high, because returning to that second practice, you got to make sure you're in a good mood, ready to work, and nothing better than some good old movies.
I fill my time a little bit differently. I have to be moving. I'm very hyperkinetic, so I have to be doing something productive all the time. And so I spent my time, I learned how to do some new things with some technologies I'm learning for my work. I've been actively working during this entire time and just, really keeping myself busy with those sort of mental activities while I'm resting up in between athletic activities.
My hot tub was delivered over break, so I've been chilling in that.